What's up guys, it's Michael here. In this video, we're going to cover how does Tesla deal with inflation. Meaning, if you had to purchase a new car and you chose a Tesla, how would it manage over inflation over the time and years it goes? So I haven't been posting recently because I have caught COVID and currently my voice is not in tip-top condition. Middle of the video, just letting you guys know how this current pandemic is going on and now being part of the process. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you, my viewers, maybe even have caught COVID too. But realize that, this is not going to go away and it's going to continue, just like the flu, it's going to continue overall and it's not going to stop throughout the ages. At this point, I see it continue for the next 20, 25 years. So let's get back into the video. So how does Tesla deal with inflation? So I had one of my friends print out this report and it was pretty interesting. It's saying that, how gas prices itself, because gas itself, oil, is a geopolitical item. It can be used to make a lot of products, be used in a lot of processes, such as plastics, roads, fuel. But what the most important thing is that they can say getting an electric car is basically green energy, but a lot of people argue it's not green energy. If you think about it, when people live in cities, what do you get a lot? What is the number one pollution that affects people in cities? Which is the pollutants that gasoline creates when car burns fuel. If you move that pollutant and you move it overall, so because you notice that most power plants that generate electricity aren't built in cities, they're built away from cities. So you're moving that source of pollution somewhere else, away from urban population center areas. So how does overall it deals with inflation for Tesla? Before I get into it, please click the like button down below and the subscribe button so when you click the bell notification icon, hopefully my COVID will go away and my voice return to normal. What is really important, you gotta look at how much it costs for a new vehicle today. All new vehicles itself is suffering a supply and demand shortage currently, where the supply is currently very low and the demand is very high because thanks to all the stimulus checks and ongoing inflation, and the Fed is currently still on a hawkish state, meaning that the Feds are still trying to ramp up all the basic rental and insurances. Basic interest will go up, meaning anything you borrow, any type of money people take, like a majority of people don't take money, but what happens if you need to buy a house? What happens if you need to buy another product, a type of investment? Now, that will cost a lot more than usual. So first, gas prices are not going to go any lower. You think about it. You look at the war currently with the two other geopolitical figures. What is the main cause of it? So there's a saying that how do you tell when people fight for whatever things, point A or point B, but the main you look at it is financial reasons. Look at the money, track where the money goes. And answer that is oil. Oil plays a big factor. And what does oil do? It can make a lot of products, especially transportation, gasoline. So how does Tesla play a part of that? It's transferring that product, using it to make an electric vehicle. Don't be burning gas. Instead of burning gas for cars, you can only burn gas to make electricity instead. It's still going to be more efficient than converting it to, using it for cars. Use it for power plants. You save a lot more. You spend the resource somewhere else. So gas prices itself are not going to go any lower because inflation itself, even if you raise interest rates, gas, it's always going to go up in price, no matter what the case. Because first of all, there's only a finite amount of resource. It's not an infinite amount of resource, and it's controlled by a lot of places that are not really friendly. Going down, that first, we got to cover that Washington Post states that inflation will be at a 40-year fast pace because, thanks to the current situation and pandemic about 2 years ago, and incurring the virus that gave it to a majority of us, including myself, and increased food prices and gas prices. So inflation, it's basically, before it's going at this really steady pace that which most people can manage, but now most people cannot manage. So when you look at gas prices, look at throughout the whole entire 50 states, all has increased. Either like I mentioned, how California had a gas tax, which is still there, but now you add inflation on top of the gas tax. Now it becomes really expensive, close to $6 per gallon. And it's starting to be really incentivizing to get yourself an electric vehicle. It doesn't have to be a Tesla. It could be another brand, but Tesla is, the go-to leading brand. And we look at U.S. inflation calculator, the graphs record show inflation on gasoline and other types of energy. So gasoline is number one inflation because it easily can be the most manipulated compared to like solar and wind and green energy. So it's useful to demonstrating how much you pay compared to say, let's say in the year 2002 versus today 2022, how much money you pay in gasoline. So people born around my era or even older generation, imagine back in year 2000 or year 1990, gas was under $1 and now it's close to like $6 in America, $4 to $6. So that is inflation. The value of the dollar is just not worth as powerful for this specific type of product, and it affects for all types of product. So raising interest rates is one way to fight inflation, but overall you have to increase the supply, which is not going to happen. The only way to fight that is through you going through having sources where you can create your own type of product, in this case transportation. Same goes with food. So now you look at it, if you have to get yourself an electric car, are EVs worth it? Because there's a misconception saying that EVs, batteries only last for 10 years and you have to get rid of the car. I don't know where you heard that from, but that's actually false. You just do your own research. Don't, just listen to a guy talking on YouTube. So EVs itself, they're saying in 10 years, it's a warranty. Every car has a warranty. 10 years, a battery should lose at most 10% of its energy life, meaning 10% out of 100 is 90% left. So that is the average rate within 10 years. If it loses more than that in their warranty states, then we'll replace it for free. So keep that pretty simple. It's not the battery will die, it just won't be as powerful. And this can be same said goes for engines. Engines need to change spark plugs, they need to change basic engine wear, where you have metal parts rubbing against each other. Eventually you're gonna lose power. It happens to every type of vehicle out there, including EVs. As which one lose more and which can be repaired, it really depends to say. So you can also look at another way how inflation is affecting the market, especially for electric vehicles like Tesla. Tesla's the best example because it's been out for a while compared to other brands, is how the Tesla Model 3 used to be around like 30 to 35,000, and now it raised all the way up to the lowest model 40 to 45K, and that does not including tax. You have your EV incentives like $74,500, which they used to give out, but now it has ran out, and now it can be placed to be used in some other companies. So EVs are going to be the future. The question is, can EVs be used to fight against inflation? The answer is yes, it can be used because the simple answer is because you own the supply and demand. You have the ability to create your own electricity, and that will be in the future where solar panels will get more and more popular and more cheaper, which people start installing themselves. And instead of being in the mercy of whatever gas companies and oil prices are changed, you can make your own electricity. You don't have to rely on that. Like driving a gasoline car is really nice, especially you have the ones that are built for performance and sound, but eventually those are not something that get you from point A to point B every day. Those are something you have for fun. So you notice that a lot of people saying that inflation itself is going to basically skyrocket out of control, the whole entire economy is collapsed. Then how does this do with Tesla and electric car companies? I believe electric car companies like Tesla and other like major I believe other companies similar to Tesla and also older generation car manufacturers will rise to this challenge and make EVs more viable. And once more and more EVs come out, this will include solar panels and batteries, where more people will start integrating into their home systems. And when integrated home systems, you don't have to rely on oil anymore. Because you think about it, doing yourself a service by driving an EV car, you're basically putting away political pressure, putting political pressure against that other country or other side of the world that likes to do their own thing by not buying their products. Because you think about it, everything is done financially for a reason. If you put pressure on another place, it's basically by not buying their product, or manufacturing owner find another resource that can replace that specific product. So is EV currently getting an EV now a good investment in the long run? The short answer to this is yes and no. Yes, specifically if you're looking at specific gasoline to electrical costs. So compared to paying the gas and charging with EV definitely will be cheaper. Buying the car up front itself is definitely way more expensive than gasoline cars, but gasoline cars itself is pretty expensive going out the door because there's so many people who want a vehicle. Also, you got a lot of lingering effects from the coronavirus restriction. Even most restrictions has been lifted for almost all of it, you still got a lot of supply and chain demand issues because coronavirus not only messed up majority of people's lives, it messed up the whole entire supply chain. That's why a lot of things you see are inflated in prices, because it happened all at one time. Everything got messed up at one time, and it's gonna take a long time to rebuild. And you look at the demand for EVs. Even if you don't purchase one right now, it's still going to be really viable for you in the future, because in the future more and more EVs will come out and the price will go lower and it'll become a lot faster. So if you don't purchase right now, you will not miss out. Best way to compare electric vehicles is look at Samsung's phones and look at Apple's iPhones. Every year they always say to make a brand new and better one. It's only a little bit better, but this is how it's gonna go. So even if you miss on this generation, you're not missing on anything, because there's always gonna be something new within the next coming years. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll also be making an Instagram and a Discord and a TikTok channel really soon. See you guys next time. Peace.